may as well carry on going.
Because when we left off, you had just woken up. So you've all regained your spell slots, etc.
I think I was fine. Just double check. Yeah, I was fine. Okay.
Oh, I think I was already careful and didn't really cast my spell. Oh, no, yeah, I did cast.
You cast a lot of fireballs. Well, firebolts, not fireballs.
I need to put myself on Do Not Disturb.
I mean, I would cast a lot of fireball if I had it, yeah.
You'll get a fireball
I
sometime.
I have it in mind that will be a spell that I have.
It's a spell every wizard has.
I know, fucking, it's gonna be terrible as well, because I know for a fact you're not an evocation wizard, so you do not get spell sculpting.
Right.
So that's gonna be fun.
I mean, you just gotta tell people to run. On your turn, run away.
As long as you give warning, it'll be fine.
I'll give warning. Kaboom.
I'll give warning on the turn.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so there's a line there and it's bothering me. So when you woke up after a night's rest, nothing was really different, or you hadn't encountered anything during the night. There was wolves and fucking squibbits about, but nothing really bad came out at you anyway. And unfortunately, as you're all waking up, there is a massive crack of thunder rolls out through the hills, and you can see grey skies on the horizon coming towards you.
No expert, but I think that means rain.
It was bound to happen. You've had like 3 nice days on this island.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, well, we had really one shit day, so yeah.
I'm gonna get fucking wet.
Why couldn't we crash land, in the Bahamas?
Alright. So...
Have you seen tropical storms in the Bahamas? That's even worse.
Yeah, but that's like 1 day in like 30. I'll take those chances.
So you said you were heading west down
1 day in 30 to die. Got it.
Down this path?
Yeah, down that way.
Yeah.
Okay. So you travel, you get everyone kitted back up and everything and start traveling, and within about 15 minutes of walking down the road, it starts to rain, and you feel raindrops landing on your head and such.
Beautiful.
The joy is that you're not on a you're not on a mud road, so the stone will make it a little bit easier for you.
Oh, that's good.
But,
wait, yeah, we found stone roads, didn't we?
Found metal roads.
Metal roads. That's fucking...
So I see we're playing RimWorld now.
Ah, yes. Metal roads.
So Rurik.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, since we'll probably be here for a while, I was thinking to myself, I
wanna fuck?
Often ever do.
Well, bang, okay.
I don't often ask this, but would you be...
This is really sounding like a proposal of some description.
Well, it is.
Oh.
A proposal of
marriage.
If you would be up for trading of our spells. Basically, look at what we both have, see if there's something that we can trade in knowledge.
What are you buying? What are you selling?
I don't think we have
Actually,
the materials. I haven't been able to find the materials for...
Red does in fact have some copper sheets, however you would need paper.
Well, yeah,
I do have paper as well.
Do you? Ah, yes.
Yeah.
You should both have some from your starting equipment.
I have ink. I have parchment. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I have a couple, basically notebooks that I'm using to write stuff down as we go before I etch it into copper.
That's fair. That's fair.
Alright.
Because copper is for that which I wish to last. The paper is that for which I need to copy down.
And when he gets singed by a fireball, he will burn green.
No.
Chemistry, bitch!
Okay, hold on, Viking. You're thinking that copper's gonna burn at the temperatures a fireball puts out. Oh, no, no, no.
No, it'll probably be incinerated, but
No,
What?
fireball actually isn't that hot of a spell. Or doesn't make that hot of a fire. It's more of an explosion of fire.
Explosion.
I mean, it gets really hot really quick, but it doesn't. It's not long enough to make any change.
Or ignite or melt or, well, ignite some things, but...
There's not enough time for it to change, the heat temperature of a certain item. Like, it might get the outside really hot, but won't actually get the item hot in full.
bounce
Right.
to bow out. Yes,
But
Alright then.
yes,
Josiah is just sitting on the cart, grumpy,
as
Makes sense.
we're. Are
as
we,
he's getting
so,
wet.
Are we both like in? Are we able to both be in the car as we're like?
The cart is
Going
big
along?
enough to fit all 4 of the smaller members in it at once. So Josiah, Rorik, Vonrin, and Juliet. But it's only big enough to fit either the 4 smaller members or the 2 larger members. It can't fit all
Gotcha.
of you. So some of you are walking.
You say larger, but we're actually relatively normal for our
Yeah,
race.
but you're not fucking 3 foot tall, are you?
No, well, they're also not small for their race.
I'd probably be in the car. Would you also be in the car as well? Then.
Yes.
Join me in
So
the
it'd be
car.
like, we might not be able to. I can show you some of what I have to discuss, theories. If you have any other experience with other spells, I have some theories on what I could do. I'm currently working through a few spells. I'm just finishing working on some of them. I don't want to show those. I'm really not done. But that's basically me saying I have more spells in my book, but I don't know what they are yet because I haven't leveled up.
I thought the idea was you just spontaneously figure it out.
No, the
There's
way
a lot of
I've
different
always
backgrounds.
the way I've always worked with it is that I've always had the spells, but I just haven't really I really haven't taught myself really how to use them yet. As they are usually higher level or they're just in general. That's kind of the theory I go around with it.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes, I'd be willing to hand you my spell book to take a look at yours.
Yes, I take my book and flip to the right page as I take out a snapshot, and I will snapshot your mind to you. So here you go.
Alright. And I'll hand you my book, still on its chain attached to my belt.
Mine you can feel is really heavy and is actually when you kind of go to open it, the pages are really thick and very made of a certain material that you can tell it's made to last even if it gets soaked.
Human
Stuff
leather,
like that.
got it.
What?
Excuse me.
I mean, his is made out of fucking metal, so you
Yeah,
know.
mine's made out of copper sheets with a bronze cover and backing, so...
Yeah, no. Mine's like there are certain kind of materials that you can do to keep.
It's
weather
enchanted
certain
paper.
materials.
Basically. Alright.
Alright.
Mine... Oh, wait. Go ahead.
That basically it's very thick and looked ready for any kind of weathering, and would probably last for a very long time, if not maintained.
Alright. Mine, meanwhile... what languages do you know by chance?
I
Oof, big
would.
oof.
I speak primordial. Wait, what?
Common, dwarf, and elf.
Ah. Well, this will be fun then. Mine, you open it up, and it's, like, out of character. It looks sort of like one of the school notebooks with a whole bunch of rings around the side to keep it together.
So a binder.
But, yeah. Well, not a binder. It's got about...
To be fair, we
Say
may think
7 rings
binders
going through
different things.
Yeah. It's got about 7 rings going through each of the pages, and as you open it up, you cannot recognize the script.
Oh,
or at
okay,
the very
like
least, you don't know the script.
the naming of stuff and small notes that you probably put in your book, right?
Oh yes, but
Because
what I
the
mean
base
is you
arcane
can't.
spell.
At the very least, you can't read it because you don't know what language it is in. Well, you might know what
Right.
language it's in. What would that be? A intelligence check to see if you
I'd
could
be able to
recognize it,
tell what-
Viking?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'd still be able to tell the spell. I wouldn't be able to tell any notes you have on the spell or any kind of extra stuff like that because spells are normally more of
I
an
mean,
arcane.
would you be able to tell what the spells are if you can't read the language that the spell's name and description is in?
Not with a natural one, you wouldn't know.
Name and description.
Wow. All right.
Name
You-
and description.
You
but
can make
it's
out
like
the
looking at a
name,
recipe.
but
Right,
the steps to
It-
you
No, no,
recognize.
'cause- hold on. just keep in mind that spells are normally in a case of it's like a recipe. Like you could have all the list of like what's going on. I just won't be able to know the any kind of notes, how you've performed it, how you have specifically put in like, oh, this is what I should do when I do this, and like, when you go read over your notes on like how your spell works, like that, you would probably go to that. Like I still have to learn it either way. Like what spells do you know? I mean, what kind of what language do you know?
Well, Common, Dwarvish, and two others, one of which this book is written in.
Ha!
Okay. Well, you would be able to read mine at least because
Yeah,
mine's put in
you-
Dwarvish.
You don't recognize the language offhand. You recognize the names of the spells?
Can I at least see
As
if
they're
I can tell the
written in common?
recipes of the spell? Well, no. Can I at least see like? I mean, I assume it. I can still see all the arcane symbols, and the actual, parts of the spell that actually goes like, this is the type of magic you're using, and this is how the magic is sent. Because, yeah.
That would
That's
be an
usually all
Arcana
arcane.
check.
Well, that's also going into the fact of like actually transferring it, which is usually why there's an Arcana check. And I think actually no, it's time thing. But yeah,
Okay, so what exactly are you trying to do?
I just want to know the names. That's it. I
Just want to know the names, man. You know the best thing is I have comprehend language.
Red, this is entirely up to you. It's your spell book. You've
I'll roleplay this. I'll
decided
roleplay
how
this.
you've written in it, yeah.
So, what language is this? I can't figure out what this is.
Oh, one that I picked up when I was when I was apprenticing in a temple.
Oh, all right. Temple, you say?
Yes.
Interesting. Never. I noticed some of the markings, but not the actual script. Interesting. Is it?
Do you not? Can you not read it?
No. Not the. Not your bits, at least.
Huh.
Can you help me with this?
Well, then I
I'm
can.
sorry.
Yes, I can show you the spells that I have, or explain them to you.
All right. God, he's saying it like that. doesn't help.
Seems very patronizing, actually. I can explain them to you. They're clearly above your level.
It's surely how it feels. Please, I'm quite interesting, and I take my own book and a separate book. I as he goes over the descriptions, I make notes of what he's saying, and versus what's on the paper, trying to basically create my own translation in the process. of
Okay,
him
yeah.
Describing.
That's gonna take you
assume our entire ride.
Yeah, pretty much the ride to the
Yeah.
sort of next stop, which is about an hour and a half to 2 hours away. And then you arrive at your the next sort of area, which you can see.
Are you gonna send the same over to me? Red.
Yeah. Give me a minute. I was just gonna
Okay.
send you pages
that?
Oh,
because I've
Oh.
got a actual website up with all the descriptions and everything.
oh right.
So you can now see you have arrived at another crossroads that leads
God damn it.
to further west or northwest.
Yeah, I don't
I
really
mean-
need the names because I can usually. I know what majority spells are now.
I'm going to say further west. Our job was to go west in this. We should go west.
What's west of Westeros?
Further west. I say we go further west. We embark west. We
you
should
want it
carry
to go
on
through the
further
water?
west.
I mean, if you have a boat, I'd gladly take the boat.
I mean, there's a
over.
path to the west. Points to the path.
There's two
There
paths to
is
the
a
west.
road to the west.
One is to the northwest.
Well, I mean, we don't see a reason why not taking the west path and then falling back for a little bit. If we obviously we'll probably head dead end. I think looking down, don't see much issue just going down that way.
Okay, so you're heading further west.
West.
If yes, west.
Okay.
West.
Yes.
So as you
West.
travel along the road, you go for about another half an hour or so, and you come to a bridge.
Oh, bridge.
Interesting.
All right.
This bridge, it seems a similar construction of the one in the north that you've marked on your map, but it seems a lot better maintained, almost like it was freshly laid. But there is no equipment or anything to show that it has been recently built or anything like that. And the path on the other side of it seems to be of a different quality and a different sort of construction than the one that you're currently standing on.
Bad or good?
Screw it. I'll just do this. This is
Uh,
annoying.
Reasonable. It's different colored stone. It's similar layout,
Stone.
but it's a different colored stone and a different. It seems more advanced than the one that you're standing on.
Alright, I don't see a reason. This bridge looks pretty stable. I don't see why we.
Gonna try to
couldn't
make a
go
sketch
over
of it.
Okay.
Oh, as I go over to Carrie. Carrie, wow.
That's critical role.
Wow.
Juliet.
How dare you.
Juliet!
Juliet is superior in every way.
I mean, she's probably been around for more episodes than Carrie at this point.
Kibby was around for.
7 episodes, I think, maybe?
I don't think it was that much. Actually, maybe around there. I think it was about 4.
Yeah.
Their episodes, they get through a shit ton.
Oh yeah, unlike us.
Oh, no.
It's because they're professionals.
I wouldn't go
Oh, yeah, I
that
need
far.
to reset. That's lots remaining.
So what would you like to do?
Kind of looking up from our books, and I look over at Juliet. I'm like, Juliet, you're getting this down, right?
She turns the map around to look at you, and she's already got a rudimentary sketch of the river that she can see and the bridge down already on there.
She's
All right,
fast.
looking good. Looking good.
And you all said should be a liability.
All right, so
I never did.
Viking, can you pull the token back for a second?
Sure.
Is there nearby where that water's coming out of?
How do you mean?
Is it
Like,
coming from
is-
inland or is it like
so,
connected to the ocean?
Here. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, here. No, what I mean, like, here. Is there a cave that's connecting to an underground river?
None that you can see.
He's asking where the water's going or coming from. Because water's either going out to sea or coming from the sea.
or in the middle
I
of
mean,
forming a
well,
lake.
It can form like this, but it's very rare when it does.
Mhm.
Water is relentless.
Mm-hmm.
But it would still have to come from somewhere.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
assuming
which
it's
direction
coming-
of like what's the
Which
direction of
direction is it
flow of this
flowing?
little river?
Or is it stagnant?
It's actually flowing in from the south.
So it's flowing
In
in.
from the sea.
Yeah. So that means it's being taken, not taken somewhere, but it's still going somewhere.
You can figure that it is probably doing this because there seems to be a bit of a dip in the terrain, so it's sort of formed a bowl.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Hmm.
I shouldn't have to explain fucking geology to you.
Oh, sorry, geology?
That's what
You mean
this
geography?
is. No, this is geology. Rocks
Geology
and
is to do with
rivers,
rocks.
shit.
geomancy.
Yeah, geomancy. There we go. That's all this is.
Filthy geomancers. Well, if only we had an otter.
So,
Shame Flag's not here.
Hmm.
As we're kind of looking as so, I suppose we could just go back and go the other path since we have a good stopping point here.
I mean,
Do we though?
the bridge looks okay, right?
Yeah, it looks solid. It looks almost brand new.
I'm gonna start
we
walking
could
across
just-
the bridge then.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go across the bridge.
I'm just
Roll
gonna
me a
walk.
dexterity save. No.
I'm
As-
walking. That's why I left the car because I was like,
As you walk across the bridge, it's weird. You step on it, and it seems completely solid. It's like it was brand new.
working bridge. Now this is the weirder
Well,
thing.
no,
about this island.
compared to the last one in the north,
Yeah.
this one is almost brand new. Like, you can even sort of feel a little bit of give in the stone.
That's not good.
Not like, no, where it's sort of squelching into the
Oh,
mortar.
right, I see. I see. Oh, so like real fresh.
Yeah, but that's
like
impossible.
Yeah. Oh, well, a mortar doesn't even take hours to set. I don't know how long exactly, to be fair, but
Like 48
Let
hours
me look it up.
to 72.
yeah. How long does mortar take to set quickly?
To fully set, about 3 days.
How long
Oh my god.
does it take mortar?
They're
to
fact checking you.
24 to 48 hours.
Okay, so it's okay. That's still reasonable. Yeah.
It's my world. Whatever I fucking say is reasonable.
Fantasy mortar, then it is.
It's all insoluble glue or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
well, I'm thoroughly impressed by this bridge. I'm going to continue walking all over it like the Horde is to the other side.
and I shall follow.
Yeah, we're.
I imagine the cart. Yeah, we're gonna lead the cart across.
Okay.
Type in
'Cause
mortar
he's-
cures at a minimum strength of 200.
Why are you still on this?
No trust.
You
the,
extreme gravity or lateral rolls and retaining walls.
Urge to make this bridge a gelatinous cube intensifies.
No, just a mimic. Just a
The
mimic.
entire bridge snaps closed. You're
already
all
said-
dead.
Yeah, you already said it's slightly squishy, so a mimic. It would be perfect.
Suddenly, at the other end, the tongue starts wrapping up.
Hmm.
Done with
So you make it to the other side of the bridge, no problems. There's a small incline on the other side of it, leading up to the top of a hill, by the looks of things, that leads to the other side of wherever the road leads, really.
Where does the road lead?
Well, do you want to find out? It's going to
Yes.
take you probably half an hour to get to the very top of this hill.
Oh, okay, yes. I still want
Okay.
to do that.
during that time. All right. Me and Rurik will be talking about spells.
Why do you have to say it so
Really?
weirdly and seductively?
Also, yes, why do you?
That's
Oh,
yeah.
seductively.
Funrin, did you get your familiar back?
Why are you a fucking weirdo?
Oh, you know,
Touching my leg?
They come to my store and they no buy. Why does nobody
So
buy? Yeah.
I've yet to actually recreate Familia now. I probably.
Well, it wouldn't be recreating now, would it? It would just be
Well,
resummoning.
resummoning. Yeah, you're right. I know. Just terminology.
You just
Yeah,
want
you're
him
true.
to stop bothering you.
When I usually describe this kind of magic, I usually do creating again for some people, because resummoning doesn't really get to some people's heads. I forget that you're not most people.
You're not
Uh,
stupid.
I can see here, from our notes so far, and Toby, this
Tony.
protection from evil and good. I think you described it right.
Yes.
Where did you learn this? I don't normally come across this kind of magic.
Well, I picked it up from the one that I apprenticed under in the temple. It was it's very useful when some sort of evil creatures are nearby, or you encounter one without any preparation and such.
Oh, right, okay. Very interesting.
And the protection from good bit is, well, it's quite literally just reversing a few words in the spell. It's practically the same spell.
Interesting. All right. I've yet to, touch most magic that deals with the ambiguous sometimes, or the more sinister. Otherwise, though, this is quite interesting list. I've most of the spells I've seen in my time, I have been more of a schooling and more of a military use. This is quite interesting. You said you learned most of these from a temple, was it? Right.
Yes, from the one that I apprenticed under at the temple.
Right.
So I spent quite a good amount of time there.
Ah.
Well,
Alright.
second temple I apprenticed under, technically.
Second, what happened to your first?
Burnt down the first, don't worry.
Oh no! I just had a bit of.
There's a huge explosion.
I just had a little bit of a theological debate with one of the
Yeah,
priests
he
there, and
Burnt it down.
well,
Write that down,
no,
write
I
that
didn't
down.
burn it down.
Oh, write a tale about how you burnt down a monastery.
Ah.
Why are you assuming monastery?
Fine, cathedral.
Yes, make it worse.
I've never personally.
No,
been
holy
a-
city. There you go.
Holy city.
He's burned down
I
Vatican
burned down-
City.
Why you burnt down a religion?
I burned down religion.
Burnt
You know
down
how there's
Vatican
only
City.
two accepted religions? Yeah, because I burnt down the third.
There was 3.
Was.
Quivers in fear.
Well, it's quite interesting. Yeah, no, I personally never did quite found such magic. As I was saying before, most of my learning and schooling has been in the schools in the Empire. The arcane schools, very detailed, very good, wonderful young age, and the other stuff, obviously, for my own apprenticeship that I've had under our military empire. Learned a few things from them. Had to kind of learn some of these spells. You can kind of see the shield and the mage armor. One of the more main ones I've had to use in my time for enchanting.
Oh yes, they are quite classical for a, well, more soldierly application of magic.
Well, I never personally fought in a lot of cases like that. No, most of my application of this magic was in the enchanting aspect. So these were the important magics for that kind of stuff. I was very keen in creating items for the military, and my apprenticeship was doing that along with some others for the service that we got for learning what we had to learn.
Interesting.
Quite interesting, yes. I'd definitely be interested in this unseen servant here.
Are you fucking shopping for spells now? Slaps unseen servant. This bitch can go anywhere.
Hang on,
No, no,
She's an
Mikey.
invisible, mindless, shapeless medium force that performs simple commands.
I do
Yeah,
like how
it's
we're
18
both.
It is a 10 hit points in this
Hold on.
motherfucker.
No. Unseen servant slaps unseen servant. Unseen servant disappears because it has 1 hit
One
point.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Sneezes
I was-
quietly
I
on
was-
the unseen servant.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
shit.
just
So
looking
sorry.
through my
Forgive
other
me.
spell, which I've got to put
I do like how our character. I do like how we have such different spell lists. I don't think we have one spell similar to each other.
Nope.
We don't have one of the same spells.
Nope.
Which shows
We almost
how.
did though.
Oh, which one was it that you almost got?
When I was picking up the last two, because that was my most recent, I thought about getting Find Familiar for a bit, but I decided
Oh.
those two were probably going to be better utility spells.
All right.
I just come up with a really
Anyway,
fucking
Parking
brilliant
Kid,
idea.
Oh
So,
boy.
so is there anything that you found interesting on my list here? My spells list?
Nope.
Well, not particularly. It's a
They're all
fairly-
pretty basic
common-
spells.
They are fairly common spells
That
No.
you don't have.
that I don't have, but I have seen aplenty in some of the other spellcasters I've run across.
Right, yes.
I feel there's some low-key shade being thrown
Ah.
from Rurik right now. Who for some
Low-key?
reason
No,
What's
no,
has
no, no, no.
Juliet's
See,
icon.
Here's the thing. Hold on.
Well,
Yeah, I was
Juliet.
waiting for people to see that.
You're a twat.
So, by the way, Rurik isn't saying this like in any manner to be hurtful or to be like insulting you. He's just saying this just as if he's stating a fact.
it still hurts just the same.
Words can
The
hurt.
truth hurts, man.
Yeah. I mean, of course. Right. You know, I mean, I went to a schooling. There's a lot of the,
He's still trying to use dissonant whispers, going, "Oh, fuck
That's
it."
of course.
No, I understand. You went to
Takes
a
3d6 psychic damage.
fairly common.
You'd kill
You
him.
went to a fairly common imperial school for magic, and that's some of the basic techniques there.
No, I know. I mean, it's not
Didn't go to a
common,
private
but
magic
I
school.
had to.
I didn't go to a private magic school. I learned my shit from one other person in a
I feel like
temple.
I've seen a group of people, you know that meme was fucking
I-
angel bloodline.
Our schools were not very big. We had very selective process for gathering the people who go into these schools. You can see he's getting really just
Remind
a little
me to
flustered.
put you both.
Just
Remind me
overall,
to
like,
put you on a stage and just wait for people to start throwing money at this brilliant entertainment I brought them.
Well, I see you don't have any of these, so are any of them interested in for the trade once we have the approximate
Materials?
materials for such transactions?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, indeed. Because while they are very common spells, they are still very useful spells. As, someone I once knew said, they are common spells for a reason. I'm sorry, Melon, I really am.
Poor Von Rin.
That was 12 minutes of my life I'm never getting back.
Right, well,
Whilst I listened
I
to
mean,
mages talk about how the other... Ah, Jesus Christ. That was 12 minutes
Roleplay.
of just fucking...
Okay, hold on a second,
upstart mage thinks other
So-
mage is common and below him.
You wanna know why I'm
Excellent.
saying he's common?
Oh, no, you just said it out loud.
No, no,
now.
no, no.
You hadn't said he was
Oh,
common
no.
at this point. You were saying,
Okay,
nah,
Fish,
I don't mean it's that
Okay,
you're
you
common.
want to know
You're
why
just
I'm
common.
saying his spells are very common? Because he has literally Mage Hand, Prestidigitation, Detect Magic,
Somebody's drawing an
Find
S.
Familiar, Mage Armor, Shield, and Magic Missile as some of them.
All right, look, shut up. All right,
Shut
how
up.
can you get? Look,
Shut
these
up.
are useful. They're useful for a reason.
Oh no,
I
yeah,
mean-
that's exactly what Uruk just said. They're common spells for a reason, because they are useful.
I mean, I would have taken other stuff, but you know, there's just
Bellin genuinely sounds distraught and
I
broken
used
by
just to
this.
whisper to Rurik, he says you're common.
like, you know, there's 10 stars flowing dance, which is really interesting. I was thinking about that a lot, and then
All I
there's
could
one piece left
I
here.
nudged Julia to go comfort Rurik.
She's too busy
Why
drawing.
is Hurricane covering? I need it.
Yeah, it's Bellin. and he
Moderate.
All I
We
can
dwarves look the
imagine
same.
is that Dragon Ball Z abridged moment when fucking Krillin is taking the piss out of Yamcha, like, oh, the difference is when my girlfriend left, she took all my money. When yours left, she took all hers. And then Master Roshi just goes, oh, gonna need a sensu for that one.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you know,
Or, no, better yet, because I know you've seen it recently, Viking. Kung Fury, when the two Germans are going on about the mustaches.
Now that we've established
Languages
that the
really
mages are common and elitist, shall we carry on down the road? We're being elitist now, my book.
yeah, I
You're
was
always
gonna
being
take
elitist.
Featherfall, but you know, there was that
Now,
whole
now I
situation
prefer
with that.
Vonrin to Rurik, so...
Rurik is the Vegeta of the party. Everyone is below him.
I never said anyone was below me. I was just saying that Belhin has common spells.
Belhin is
Oh,
common.
you're making a joke about me fucking size now, are you?
It's like a good 30 minutes of why he's common.
I never said he was common. I said his spells were.
I didn't know you were English. God,
You
Fred.
stopped me. You stopped me and went, no, I'll tell you why I called him common. And then you didn't explain why.
Okay, that was a slip of the tongue. You know my speech fucking ability is terrible.
Let's note it
You
down
saw
now.
the shit show that happened for the past
Ellipsis-
3 days.
Has a long memory.
Yeah, that wasn't me saying that as Rurik to Ellipsis. That was me as Red saying it to Musket. Or rather, as Red saying it to Dumbass.
God says fuck off. I have
Well-
fourth wall memory.
Bullshit.
Fourth wall
Maybe
memory.
we'll
That's
both
the
get
spell I have
something
right
right in
here.
our spell list.
It's okay, Bowman. I'm on your side now.
Wow.
This
Thing is-
elitist piece of
The
shit.
thing I'm really sad about is that I don't think I'm going to be grabbing another first level spell in for a long time, unless
You
we
take two
find
spells every time you level up.
more spells.
I mean,
no,
yeah,
I
every
know,
time we
but
level
whenever next time we level up, we'll be taking second level spells.
But you don't have. Oh wait,
God,
actually, if
don't
you do,
remind
then
me.
I mean, if you're gonna use second level spells, I mean,
It is the
You
more
know.
normal thing to do is to take the higher level spell.
yeah, I mean, you're gonna, yeah, like, I want to, I mean, I specifically really
then
want to
again-
get stuff like Featherfall.
I'll say then again,
Um,
most first level spells can be cast at higher levels, so even if you take it at second level, you get it at first level. So,
Mm.
Right, but there's also like invisibility, which is like fucking epic, or
Mm.
you know, there's a few kind of things I can't wait to detect thoughts.
should I tell you what I did?
I
in that
can't
time?
wait to detect thoughts. Wait, what?
I don't know. It's okay. You have to do several wisdom saves to get through that properly.
No,
Yeah,
you
boost.
only
What,
have to do
thought
it when
detection?
When I
want-
get that ability score improvement?
You have your first
No,
when you
you
cast it, you can
automatically
read surface level, and then you have to do a wisdom save to read deeper into what they're thinking.
Right. Well, you can wait. You can
I
automatically.
think you
basically-
automatically listen to what their surface thoughts are.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
You can
the
also
surface
have
thoughts
a
are
surface
automatic.
roll.
But then there's
Yeah.
a save for
There's a
anything
save
deeper.
for actually
So
important
basically,
stuff.
if you're trying to get someone's certain information, and you're
Someone with
asking
truth or
questions, it will come up like what their thoughts are on that subject. Like they you know, where is this person, and they would have to purposefully know not to think about it, kind of
So
situation.
what if they do?
Which takes like, you know, it's hella spy shit, yo.
Bard said, "Fuck you."
I'm sorry,
Why
what?
there is
Hella
a class
spy
that
shit.
lets you change what your surface thoughts are on will.
Oof.
Mentalist. Psychopath.
No, they're not even magically active.
Oh. Wait, what are you playing? Oh wait, yeah.
It's the Master Spy.
Ah.
Yeah.
I think the assassin
uh,
can do it as well, but
I feel the amount of time they've been talking and we've
Yeah,
been
you
listening, so I've
you
been
have made
taking
it to the
notes.
top of the hill.
I've been taking plenty of notes to make sure that if anybody says I'm an enterprise, I'm just stick them on the stage and just
I'm
say,
trying to
"Come right up. This is the best banter you've seen in about 3 minutes. Elitist prick takes on commoner."
I'm teaching Julia how to
Wow.
draw the S that everyone drew in school.
Oh yeah, badass.
It's
saw that
weird.
Korean
Hers is
family
better
fella.
than yours.
Yeah, no, I was for a second there. I thought I was having a stroke because I couldn't remember how to fucking draw it.
Having a stonk. Oh, it does.
But
Oh,
yes,
that's
you have made it to the top of the hill during this conversation.
really.
Mhm.
Hopefully we get a chance to go somewhere with spells. Oh, we can see shit. Are we? Oh, we're on the top of a hill, so we can see more shit.
Yeah.
Desert.
It does
Biome
appear
is
to be a
this
desert.
Big beach.
If this beach is about 15 kilometers wide, sure. You ever been to fucking Brighton, mate?
Gratefully. I want us to step into that. I want us to step into the desert, and it just immediately stopped raining.
Has even
Actually,
started.
yeah, it doesn't
It's
look
not
like it's raining
fucking
over the desert.
Minecraft. But regretfully,
That
no.
looks like a pretty big desert biome to me.
It appears that it's sort of stopping raining about here-ish.
That's a bit convenient.
But
There's
the
some
clouds-
witchcraft going on here.
The clouds do appear to be separating around the desert.
You're telling me it's not Minecraft?
They don't separate, fuckface.
I don't think there are clouds.
My
in
world, my
Minecraft.
rules. Shut up.
I don't think there are
I mean,
clouds.
you can turn off clouds in Minecraft.
I'm gonna turn you off in a minute.
You do that on a daily basis, don't worry.
Hey.
Don't trade words for Bard.
Oh no, there's some magic shit in there. I don't like it.
It's magic fucking flying shit.
By the way, Viking, if you want to make this map easier for you to kind of understand kilometers and stuff like that, if you change the size, every square being 7.5 feet,
Oh, you
you
can do that.
basically turn the feet into kilometers, and that's I did the math for you. Being basically like 7.5, it being maybe a few points off of the kilometer, just because of this is just slightly fucking off of it.
It's just
Even
roll
if
20
it was,
grids
even
wherever
if
I
it
want.
was directly on there, each square isn't 1 kilometer. It's slightly.
No, it's 7.5 kilometers.
It's,
Each
it's
square is
about there,
7.5
isn't it? Yeah.
kilometers.
far.
About 7.5. I did math.
Sorry, I'm making a square down here.
Looks like you should make a triangle at some point.
Yeah, that was when I was going to do the S, and I realized that the lines actually like connect to each other automatically. You don't draw them. And I was
That's
like,
why
oh,
I-
shit.
That's why I thought I was having a stroke, because I was like, what the fuck? Something's wrong here.
Yes, what
Yeah, that's
would
what
you
I was
like to
like,
do now that you have this vision of the top of the hill?
I guess we carry on going west. That was the point of today.
Okay,
Yes.
you can see possibly a ruin, difficult to tell.
Ooh,
At
more
this
ruins.
range,
A
That worked out
ruin
well.
over
That
here.
worked out well last time.
You're not sure. It's a
Hmm.
good 15 kilometers away.
Well, let's head towards that then.
Yeah,
'cause
let's
that
head
looks like the
towards
most interesting thing around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how
We kind of
far-
have a green pyramid growing in the ethers, so
It's okay.
I-
Don't worry about
Where?
that.
Bottom of the map.
You don't see that yet.
I-
scroll down.
Oh, you're a twat.
I spent a while doing
It's so
that. That was-
weird too,
was-
because it's not actually. Oh,
I was doing that whilst they were talking.
That was actually
for
a very cool
ages, and
game,
I'm just
Billy.
like,
Ew.
yeah, no, let's head towards the ruins, I guess.
Okay.
I want to get to the top of the mountains because we could do some fucking large ass fucking.
I feel like scaling the mountains might be a bit
surveying.
difficult though.
Yeah.
definitely
You have any
would.
climbing gear?
I mean, that's kind of where I wish the floating disc would have came in handy.
That's
The
true.
floating disc. You can't fly on the floating disc.
It can handle a certain amount.
It can handle up
Yeah,
to
but it doesn't
500 pounds
move
of
unless
people.
you move 20 feet away from it.
Yeah.
The Tensor's flying disc is specifically
Okay.
designed to limit player fuckery.
I think
Yeah.
it's because it was in the
Yeah,
previous
because
version and
it
it was
was-
yeah.
Well, because it's been it's been around for a while, so
It's been around for Stewie, hasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where it was
Like, you
implemented,
can do
and
all
it
kinds
could.
of shit with it.
Yeah, it was bullshit because it was invulnerable, and you could like bash it through buildings and stuff.
And you could just straight up fly over pits. You could just fly around on it, pretty much.
So as you spend the next hour or so approaching this desert, the rain stops and you will realize that you're becoming rather warm as you approach this.
It's a magical fuckery island.
Uh-huh.
Yes. What I called. I don't think we have the gear to be here.
This is a high-level area.
level
Well, no, I don't think we have any hot weather gear or enough water between the three of
I'm
us.
not gonna lie, I doubt neither does the town.
That's true. Although it shouldn't be too hard to make some.
Probably not. I don't know. It depends on the amount of materials they have, I suppose. Does it? How far off is the ruin from us? Out of curiosity.
From you, it's difficult to tell as the sand dunes are in the way, but you gather you've walked probably 4, maybe 5 kilometers, so it's about 10 kilometers or so away.
Oh, so it's going to take a few hours to walk to.
Yeah. You could probably get to the ruins and back out again before you start suffering any detrimental effects from the heat or anything like that.
And that's what I'm thinking.
But you wouldn't be
thinking
able
we
to
go-
spend a lot of time at the ruins.
Yeah, I'm thinking we go check it out. Just get a quick, like, kind of what's going on here. I mean, hey, maybe we can get inside and it's cooler inside. Who knows?
Is there
And then-
water inside? Question.
Oh, maybe, yeah. And then double back to the way we came, and then carry on the northwest road.
Actually, no, it's not water. Is there clean water?
Oh, that's true.
I've drank salt water before. I don't recommend
Hot
it.
water doesn't help.
No, if anything, that makes
I'm-
things worse.
I'm well aware. Which is why it's so weird. There's a desert here, so close to the ocean.
I know. But magical fuckery island.
I'm no one of them astronomy mans.
I'm gonna call this Mineland.
What would astronomy have anything to do with this?
Weather patterns.
That's astrology, isn't it?
No,
Or is it?
astrolo-
No,
You got it backwards.
I got it backwards. You're quite right. Oh, I'm tired. Fuck. I was gonna say, what's astrology got anything to do with this? Huh? And I think you
I'm
mean
gonna look at-
meteorology.
Don't look at either of the two dwarves and you.
Astronomy
see
is space rocks.
Magic.
Magic.
Do,
Magic.
Do we
Son of a
see
witch
any
shit.
magic?
This shouldn't be possible. So obviously
Theoretically,
there's
no.
magic here.
Alright, hold on. Ugh, give me a second.
Alright, let me load up the
I mean,
old magic
okay.
eyeballs.
I
Felhun,
sit
you
sit
literally
down
have
and
a ritual spell for this.
It's only like 30 feet if you're thinking of detect
if
magic.
you let me fucking do my shit, you can fucking see what I do, eh?
Look at this elite twat trying to tell him what to do. He's like, I can do this better. Let me remind you
Fucking
of your
come
spell.
here, huh? Fucking takes a 10.
Yeah, he
Alright,
thinks you're so,
So,
common you
I
can't
fucking,
remember your own
like
spells.
get out, like fucking sit down or kind of fucking on the sand where we kind of stopped, kind of looking out, and I cast detect magic as a ritual, taking about 10 minutes.
11.
11
But,
minutes.
can you throw up detect magic? Remind me what it does.
It's a
Yes, of course, I can definitely do that.
I don't know anything about sand blocking it, to be fair.
For the duration, you can sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in
Are we
this
in the
way...
desert at this point? I would
you're on the
know
very
that.
I
edge
thought we
of the
were-
desert.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
the
thought we
very
were
edge.
in a little bit further.
Okay.
There is no detection of magic nearby. There is a faint sort of magical aura in the air.
It goes
But-
for the ground as well.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I've read it. Fucking hell.
Just making
Um,
sure.
But you can't detect anything magical within the 30 feet of you.
Alright, and that aura, right?
I mean,
Is
if we carry on walking forwards, do you think you'd be able to detect anything else? I would say
I
walking towards the ruin.
Let's see. I'll actually have to walk towards it in the next 10 minutes. So
Well, let's all
for
start
the next
walking
10
towards.
minutes,
Yeah,
I
that's
start
all.
walking.
Won't last all
Well,
the way
now
there,
if
but-
one of you can throw the other, you should be able to get there within 10 minutes.
yeah, if it's a
10
few
kilometers in 10 minutes. What are
Oh,
you,
it's
the
10
fucking
kilometers,
military?
Okay. It's a 10, let's say 10 kilometers. Even like
Through
at a
sand.
normal running pace is going to take us a little over an hour.
Yeah, from here to here is about 10 kilometers or so.
That's going to take us a little over an hour, and that's just.
That's why I'm
that's
saying
about
you
run.
throw him with magic. He gets there faster.
That's going to take us about double the time, double if not more. I know because I usually run at 10 kilometers an hour. So, but
So, yeah, no, I walk forward at least with my magic going to see if anything changes for the next 10 minutes. If nothing
Amazing.
does change, I get back in the cart and
Okay, as you walk into the desert, nothing. The magical aura is still there, but it's not. There's nothing sort of evidently magical in the area.
right.
So there's something definitely magical about this desert, but you can't tell what it is from here.
Right, so there's something about this doesn't feel right, and or just doesn't. The magical aura of this area just doesn't. I mean, it's there. There is a magical aura here, but
having a desert this close to the ocean doesn't feel right either. So.
I mean, it's
Desert
also
this close to the
entirely
ocean and
possible-
also very close to a very vibrant, fertile piece of lands.
Well, it's also
Yeah.
entirely possible that that we have possibly trying to think of the name.
Are you trying to think of the mountain shadow?
Oh, I'm trying to think. There's also the note of the fact that like this entire island is fucking magical in a way. So I might be sensing that aura because I haven't detected magic anywhere else except for this desert so far. So
That's
Is it-
true.
it's entirely possible that the aura is the entire island because no one can fucking leave it.
Also true.
Hey, we can't leave
Or
it. We haven't tried.
Well,
Or we can leave it, but we're gonna be. I mean, we don't know. That's the thing. Like, no one's returned. So either we leave
Yet.
it, but we'll
We-
have.
For all we know, we're just outside the Mermaid Kingdom. And if we try to leave, we'll go into the Mermaid Kingdom.
Excuse me.
What?
That is a very reasonable argument. I've got to stand with him on this one.
Reason? Wait.
Logan,
mean,
you
think
are a
about
smart
it.
man.
Think about it. Nobody's returned after trying to leave, right?
Yeah, he's
Could be
got you
mermaid.
there.
It
He's
could
got
be
you there.
mermaids.
He's
You
got
don't
there.
know.
I think you know what?
I
I'm
mean,
not
it
even
could be
gonna try.
fucking dragons for all I can think of, but
But-
I'm pretty sure it's not.
So you're agreeing that mermaids is a more viable option than dragons?
No, what I'm saying is
Wait,
they're
wait,
both
wait,
fucking
wait.
crazy.
What about mermaid dragons?
Mermagons.
Magons.
I don't, I can't, I just, no.
Maragons.
Dragons.
No, I'm not supporting this fucking thinking.
Dragons.
I don't know,
I
like,
don't know. It
just,
seems a very viable explanation for all this. There's no better
Yeah.
explanation.
Mermaids and dragons.
my fucking, alright. Better
Oh, okay,
explanation.
you're the
There's
smart
some
one.
sort of magic that is
Grenades.
keeping people from successfully leaving or coming back to this fucking island.
Oh, it obviously didn't work because we got here.
Well, what I'm saying is all magic's perfect, so we could have just been a fucking spoof in the fucking.
That or the mermagon was busy with somebody else.
Oh, that's what got the captain.
Yes.
Please, Rurik, please, just help me here, Rurik.
He's too elitist to talk to you.
he's
No, no. By the way, Rurik, about a quarter of the way into this conversation, has just put his book down and is looking around, like just looking for something.
I
The
kind of
will
look
to
over at
live.
Rurik, like, please, like, tell them how this is, how bird dragons are absolutely fucking insane.
I think
Like,
you're on
obviously,
I
Frankie,
don't
it's
know.
not
That sounds like something an
impossible.
insane person would
Because
say.
we know that there's possibly fucking dragons because the fucking draconic people fucking ride them, from all my knowledge. But
I'm
I
pretty
haven't.
sure most dragons don't like to be ridden. I'm
Uh,
sorry, I was not paying attention to most of your
Have you
conversation.
not heard?
There's something wrong here.
Wouldn't
Why
a
don't we just play
mermaid
along?
dragon just be a seahorse?
I mean, there are actual.
Be like,
I actually hadn't thought how it would look, and now, yes, that's perfect. We're being trapped
A
by magical
giant-
seahorse.
A giant seahorse. I was about to say there are actually
Yeah.
aquatic dragons in D&D and Pathfinder and
Mermagons.
Ghost Fantasy. No, fuck
no,
off.
Magnus.
No,
But-
in my head now we are stuck here by giant seahorses.
Yeah, Viking, you know what you've done now, right?
I don't know.
If we ever fight something in the water which is about the size of a dragon, it has to look like a seahorse.
I like to think though that they are genuinely.
Or rather,
nasty.
have more
Can-
characteristics.
Can confirm that's not going to be the case, but okay.
I mean, I don't know. You could homebrew a giant seahorse dragon.
A kraken shows up. What did you do with the mermagon?
God, you started this, Viking.
I didn't start Dick.
Technically,
You started the
this.
seahorse.
I
You
started
didn't
this
start
world.
the
You're
dragon.
not wrong.
Also, you did. Yes. Anyways, are we going to continue further into the desert or
I mean,
somewhere else?
I never stopped.
Never realized. Yeah, I didn't realize you guys
we're coming
stopped.
in.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
yeah,
so
going
we are
in.
going. All right.
Yeah, I want to see these ruins. Last time we visited ruins, we found people.
They
No,
were
we
dead.
found found zombies.
They were. Yeah, they were mindless undead.
They were still people.
I don't know if you can count
They were
zombies
most of a
people.
person still.
That's good enough for me.
Sadly,
That was
yes,
an
they
eventful
were
float in
people.
Yaren. Plus, Logan, think of it this way: untouched land, possibly advanced civilization, advanced alcohol.
Advanced alcohol. What, cocktails?
There's
Wait.
that.
What's what's
I don't know
advanced
how you
alcohol
can- if you
compared to
can pro-
hard liquor?
I don't know if you can
Hmm.
perfect alcohol
No.
if it's already perfected.
Fancy wine?
80%
Ugh.
rum.
Cocktails. Literally just
80%
cocktails.
rum.
I mean, at that point, it's just vodka.
Still mean,
God.
still mean
At that
80%
point, it's
vodka.
fucking Everclear.
Nah, fizz, bitch.
Everclear is
what is
80%
that?
alcohol.
Possible alcohol is in any place we have not searched.
All
Right,
I'm
we haven't
going
searched the
back
top of the
to-
mountain. There might be alcohol at the top of the
We
mountain.
could try there at some point. That's definitely an idea.
All right, I'm gonna go
should go
back
after.
to sketching at least what I can see of the ruins, but every so often I'm just gonna look up and look around.
You're a bunch of idiots.
He's
Um,
trying to invite us to something, but I don't know what.
I feel like he wants us to notice him doing stuff.
So as you go along the
Continue down
road,
our
and then you eventually come off of the road to travel towards these ruins that don't
is this
appear to
road,
be
like,
connected
Still rock
to them.
or
Yeah, it was still like a sort
Like
of
a stone road.
yeah.
Stone, sandstone.
I don't fucking know. Ask the
Well, I'm
dwarves.
just curious if it just turned into like.
Ask the
sand.
dwarves for which
I'm pretty
stone
sure-
it is.
Okay, I'm pretty sure sandstone is very obvious from regular stone.
Well, yeah,
It
it would be sandstone at this point.
Okay, fair enough. That's all we were looking for. We want to know if it was just like tracks or like actual.
Stone.
Yeah.
Google stone. It looks like this. Fuck off.
Is it igneous, magmorphic?
It's I'm gonna
Okay,
set you on
sedimentary.
fire, Is.
That'd be some pretty baller stone. Not gonna lie.
You're all
I
starting
think
to
they call that
feel
liquid stone.
a little bit of the fatigue from the desert. Luckily, none of you are wearing heavy armor or anything like that, but under all of your clothes, it's beginning to become quite sweaty and uncomfortable.
So I'm gonna start stripping.
Please no.
I'm joking. I'm not.
I'm just gonna fan myself with my hat.
That's,
Ooh,
that's
lads.
fair. Oh yes, do more of that. More. Oh. So you come off the road. The cart seems to be struggling slightly on these dunes, but
Maybe we should leave the cart.
It,
I wouldn't trust it. We already know
Well,
there are
we've-
thieving goblins on this
We've
damn
got
island.
Uzziah to stay with it, and we can leave Juliet here as well.
I'll stick with a bloody cart as usual.
I see. There you go.
Alright.
Already
Plus,
this
I
far
mean,
in.
It means if anything happens when we get closer, like the last one, we can escape quicker than having to turn a car around and run away with a car.
Just don't take too bloody long, or I'm leaving you behind.
We'll leave Juliet with you. Don't worry.
I don't think the donkey will listen
Oh
to you,
great,
Mr.
I've got the
Whitlock.
bloody budgie.
Well, yeah, but if we leave Juliet, the donkey will stay quite nicely. Is that okay with you, Juliet?
She's busy drawing.
Excellent. Right, that sounds like a plan.
She's not too
She's
comfortable.
drawing me a-
Yeah, she's not too comfortable in the heat, but she's just drawing the map as she can see things.
Well,
Well,
we
we
should
can
have
give her a
them
bit
wait
of time.
outside of the desert near that very convenient link we saw.
Could do, yeah. I mean, we're gonna head back this way anyway.
It's like
So.
10 kilometers back.
I mean, they can start making their way back, and then we'll eventually catch up with them. And they'll get out of the heat faster.
Fine, we'll do that then. Josiah is being grumpy. Because his player's not here.
Juliet, look after your Zaya. I mean, no, Mio.
She's still drawing.
Excellent. Excellent. Just take a
Don't
quick
you
peek.
know?
She's not drawing candids of Nomeo, is she?
No. She's
Oh,
drawing
She
the
really
map.
likes that S. She's drawing S's all over them.
So yes, they start. I'm gonna just do this. That is going to be their marker as they make their way back out of the desert. Will you lot proceed on to there on foot?
Well, it's not as if, you know.
You were traveling at pretty much the same pace
Yeah.
with or without the car,
It's not as if
honestly.
me and Logan, it's not as if me and Logan sat down at any point anyway, so.
No.
The only ones it's affecting is the small sharks.
Yeah. So they make their way back along the road, back towards the bridge, while the rest of you head into the ruins. The ruins, as you crest a sand dune, you see that these ruins were probably once great pillars, and it almost has a sort of pantheon-like look to it. And then you start seeing small roofs, almost like a sort of clay stone roof, just jutting out of the sand very slightly. And you imagine that this used to be a city at some point.
Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
How big? Wait.
Probably a bit bigger than Yaren.
So wait. So sorry. Someone ended up messaging me. So the ruins are about the size of the yard.
Yeah, a little bit
what's the-
bigger, about
what's
the size.
the what's the kind of intactness of what's here?
Most of the sort of roofs that are sticking maybe a foot out of the ground seem mostly intact. The large sort of stone pillars and that sort of thing, they have long since collapsed and fallen over, and it's kind of like walking through the pyramids at Giza, that sort of idea, or anywhere in like Greece where it's like fallen rubble and that sort of thing.
Okay. So
Just covered in sand.
yeah, this looks like a good site to set up an excavation. I'd be able to sit here forever. I mean,
This
is
heat?
there any
Oh.
dominant any dominant buildings that seem to stand out from the rest? Yeah.
There are a couple that are like they were probably a 2-story house or maybe even a 3-story house, and there's a small sort of a room with maybe a window sticking out of the ground here, there, and everywhere. They're kind of dotted about the place. The thing that really sticks out, though, is the stone columns and what looks to be a sort of pantheon that maybe stood a good 30 feet taller than the rest of the houses, but now is sitting about 5 feet buried in sand.
Interesting. Okay. Well, God,
Where's
it's
the-
very interesting. What?
No, I was going to ask Viking something.
Okay.
That's it. Where's the biggest building? If there is a biggest building.
The biggest standing building or the pantheon?
Besides the Pantheon.
The biggest building would probably be just next to the pantheon, and it still looks like it's mostly intact. There seems to be at least a single floor there that is above the sand, and it's probably a good 35 feet long by about 20 feet wide.
Okay. The Pantheon still has a roof on it.
No, that has caved in.
Okay, fair enough. The walls. What are the walls looking like though? They mostly.
Mostly caved in, some gone completely, like one side of the walls is completely gone. The back is still kinda standing. The roof has collapsed in, and one of the walls is sort of halfway up where the rear wall is.
The
Does it look like this place was like a small
Polar-
compound or more of a town?
Looks like it was more of a town than a compound or military base or anything like that.
the tallest building. If you said like the normal building, at least the tallest normal one, is there a way of getting inside of that building?
It has a couple of windows, yeah.
Be able to, yeah. Can I just look in through the windows and see if I can get in and see if there's any way of be able to get down under the sand through the inside?
You can certainly have a look.
Yeah.
So you're sort of all exploring the ruins now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So as you come up to this sort of second floor, by the looks of it, this could have potentially been maybe the town hall. You're not really sure because half of it's buried under sand.
Oh hi.
But you look in through the windows and you see that there's a lot of sand that's been blown in from its regular sandstorms and such like that. It probably buries about a good 3 or 4 inches of the floor inside. But you do see one thing that catches your eye, but it's glinting, but you can't make out what it is.
Is it inside?
It's inside, yes. Half buried
I'm
under
gonna
sand.
I'm gonna try going inside if I'm not already, and trying to see if I can find it.
Okay.
I'll follow him to make sure he doesn't get hurt.
I'll follow him.
I'll stay at the back, but I'll follow.
Everyone into the room. Good.
There's a bomb underneath the building. Oh my god, JC! A bomb!
Suddenly, fucking 4 people unload into the walls with MP5s. So you make your way into the room, all of you carefully climbing through this window. your feet sink into the sand a few inches, and then you feel sort of solid, like sort of sandstone clay floor underneath. It's a little tricky to move in here because of the sand gets everywhere. But you're sort of swamping it around and that, but you're making progress.
All right.
You can see what could have probably been tables. You're not entirely certain. Most of it's been worn away by sandstorms and such, coming in through the
Yeah.
windows and that. But as you make your way towards the thing that glinted, you start making your way over to it, and who was at the back? It was you, Ellipsis, wasn't it? Make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Gotta bring up my sheet because I don't want to ever keep this one open because it's so intrusive. Dexterity saving throw,
Why
do you say?
make it a separate
Yeah.
window?
Yeah, I do as well usually, but sometimes I forget.
Okay. So, as you're walking along, you
Okay, thank you.
feel... You're not sure how everyone else managed to make it past this without a problem, but you feel the floor under your foot as you dig back into the sand go down very slightly. And as it drops about half an inch into the floor, you look to your left and manage to just jump out of the way as a loaded crossbow bolt flies past your head and embeds itself in the sand.
Well, I guess we're there as the Lost Ark now. Don't mind me.
Stop
Oh,
making
but-
fucking
but-
pop culture references!
I'm gonna look and
Alright.
make sure there's a boulder rolling after us.
I
There
don't know.
isn't a
Let me
boulder.
just check around. God's trying to kill me. Don't worry. Hang on. No, it's fine.
If I was trying, I would succeed.
I mean, I don't know. I just rolled a 22. Hey,
The ceiling caves in. Make a
how
dex
did-
save.
How
You
did
roll.
you guys cross that?
Maybe it doesn't like elves.
No, that's a good thing I'm a half elf.
Oh,
It detected that in your blood.
yeah.
I'm half of what I should be.
Half man, half pansy.
Right, I'm gonna start actively looking for traps now.
Yeah, hearing the crossbow go off behind me, I'm just gonna move slowly and carefully.
Was
Okay.
was the place where the arrow with the bolt even came out of like embedded into the wall so you can't see the crossbow or anything, or
No, it's just actually in the corner.
it's just in the corner?
Yeah. None of you made a perception check.
Is it like is it a shotgun
I
trap?
told you,
Kinda, yeah.
we're not gonna make a perception check
Oh.
going into an area. I mean, like I was starting to see, like I'm trying to
have-
look
we
for
have
the
passive
item.
perception for that, Viking.
Hmm.
Yeah. Did you check our passive perceptions?
Did you check the room for traps?
I mean, we're not gonna check every room for traps.
Excuse me,
and-
Mr. Mayor. I need
This
to...
is a room in a deserted fucking city in a magical desert.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor. I'm gonna check behind your door to make sure there aren't any traps here.
Anytime I walk in now, I'm sending a decoy in first. Nomeo, get over here.
You
Wait a second,
can't. You
Max.
sent him back.
I know.
Also, what kind of trap was it?
It was just like a shotgun
It was
trap.
a shotgun
crossbow.
trap, but made of a crossbow.
I know, but what was the trigger for it?
A little pressure plate
Pressure
that
plate?
he stood
Yeah.
on.
Oh, I'm surprised Sand didn't trigger that.
I'm surprised none of everybody
The
above-
layer of
You know,
sand
now
on
that I
the
think
floor?
about it, I do
Yeah.
think I felt my foot sink a little. It might have been triggered. It's just it was broken, and you're unlucky.
I just want to poke all the bad
So,
wait a
plans.
second, hold
for-
on a second. So, I didn't hear the bit about the desert being magical.
There was a
Because I-
magical
I-
aura. Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, Red, just look at the map. There's no way this desert can exist otherwise.
Well, yeah, there's that, but I wasn't sure. I thought that might be just more of Vikings' interesting world building.
Interesting.
Wait, actually, I'm curious. Viking, did you build this map or did you get it from somewhere else?
I built this map
Okay.
with, fun fact, dickhead, very specific things in mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh,
why I
it's-
played it off
It's
as
gorgeous.
magical.
I'm gonna mount it on my refrigerator with all the others.
I'll mount you on my fucking refrigerator.
Don't threaten him with a good time. Uh,
So I'm going back towards that shiny item.
Okay.
How shiny you are.
No fucking.
Yes.
Oh.
Fair enough, I guess.
After
Wait,
giving
no,
you
you're
a
familiar
hard
with
time.
legal. That's right.
His familiar is
Oh.
also fucking dead.
I think
but
you
Kelly
recalled
summons
didn't
him
he?
again.
Yeah.
Nope,
Yeah, I
he
thought he
didn't summon him again.
Oh, fair enough.
No,
I
I
asked him
haven't
that
done
on the
it.
way over here.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, he
Fair enough.
asked me about it, but I was
Also,
busy
you all
looking at
you all
spells.
went about, me calling or me apparently calling Belhan basic, but you guys
Apparently.
completely
No, no, no,
glossed
no.
over the fact that
no.
he had to revise his opinion of me when he thought, because at first he thought I was one of these stupid people.
I'd like to point out also.
no,
these
Fred,
things
no,
is
no, no, no,
amazing.
no, no,
As far as my
You
character's
keep calling
concerned,
him
you're
Tom.
both nerds.
Yeah.
No.
That's
You're
I
because
never
you're
said you were
freaking
stupid.
that need
I
to get
never
it.
said anything about being stupid or someone's stupid. I was very clear in saying that I'm used to having to dumb what I'm saying down. Not saying stupid, but that most people don't understand what spells are. I will also note
It's just.
that that doesn't mean
See, hold on,
that
here's the thing,
you
Musket.
were
I'm
stupid.
gonna sit down in the
It
corner
meant
and listen to the wizards
that
start
I am
argument in
used
the
to being
fucking.
surrounded by stupid people,
the
and it was refreshing to be
Dad,
around.
Can we not
someone who
argue
wasn't.
again? We're looking for the
No, no,
shiny
no, no.
thing.
Hold on a second. So, here's the thing, Musket, you have to remember, we're both wizards. I don't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
anything in charisma, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't have anything in charisma.
No.
No.
You
so
two
fun.
suck.
Excuse
Also,
me.
Yeah, so also
Actually,
as
how
the
much do you think I
crossbow
have in
goes
charisma?
off- I don't know. I know I don't have a modifier in it because charisma is very much a dump stat for a wizard.
Yeah.
So is strength.
I
I mean, you could be a muscle wizard.
I mean,
I-
but
I
I-
cast fist.
I repute that with wizards are I would say in some cases should be very well spoken people and be able to a
Hold on,
good
hold on,
wizard
hold on.
might be able
Well
to
spoken or
handle a
speaking
situation.
big words.
yeah,
Well
here's the thing.
spoken.
Well spoken does not mean charismatic.
No, but
It
well
just means
spoken
you
in
know
the
what
way
you're
of
talking about.
persuasion and
You kidding?
talking.
That's the bard's job.
If you're talking classic D&D. I can see you're very basic in your
Oh,
ideas
shit.
for this game.
So one's common and one's basic.
Okay, hold
Because
on.
I don't know about you,
No,
but I got a
just
plus
opposites
3 in
war.
charisma, bitch,
Oh,
with a
hey.
plus 5 in persuasion.
That's what you spent your points on, really.
Dude, I got plus 3s in a bunch of shit. I got plus 3 in constitution, plus 3 in intelligence, plus 3 in wisdom, plus 3 in charisma.
Oh, he's got 19s and everything.
Oh dear.
No, I got
well,
16s.
No, it's
and everything.
16s. You can
Yeah.
get a +5, Cybern. Okay.
One, some of us don't have godly rolls to work with.
Yeah, I use standard there because that's more bait. That's more.
I know,
fair.
but
That's
like,
more basic.
I would have even if I had 2 good rolls, I would probably no 3 at best. I still would put 1 in charisma, 1 in intelligence, and 1 in constitution.
Your Viking is the
Alright,
building
what
friend
about
anymore.
wisdom or dex? Anyways,
Um,
yes, going back to what I was originally going to say.
with
after
the
the
shooting
crossbow,
advantage.
So
think it's
whi-
like
while you have
created
all
like
been
that.
arguing about this, you have missed
yeah,
the
but
giant
Logan-
Sandman that's appeared behind Belhan.
Me and Logan.
Hello, Tuscan Raider.
I'm not going to say anything. No. Anyways, yeah. When the crossbow bolt after that gets fired, Vonrin, you might want to try detecting magic again. See if there's anything in this house of.
Wait, I
Really,
think I know
I'm
what
just
did it.
going
I
after
looked
this
at it
this. I think I see something. Give me a second. Hold on.
Ellipsis. No, wait, guys, I got this. I know exactly what did it. It was the crossbow.
It was the corner. You say that. What was my
I-
intelligence? check?
I
Yeah,
stop
that's
and
good.
go, you know what? Just in case I cast detect magic. I don't do ritual. I just immediately do it.
Okay. There is something within 30 feet that is giving off a magical aura.
Well, I can tell the direction.
Yes,
And
you
if
can
it's
see it
like,
as well. It's the shiny thing.
Oh, it's actually what I was looking at. Before I even go closer, I'm going to look at. Let me just
What
make sure
school of
you have.
magic, Viking?
Hold
What
on, that's
school
what
of
I was going to
magic?
add. Let me ask these questions. I think cast a spell.
Okay.
You don't have to recast
No.
it. We can still read it.
No, but yeah, no, that's what I was going to ask. Basically, it was like what type of magic is it? Like what school of magic is it from?
Let me just double check this.
And if you're looking for schools of magics and what they are normally found in, you're going to want to go to page. I'm going
I
to
mean,
it.
alternatively, you could just pull up the Joe Cat video on Wizards if you want to get it in song.
No, it is.
he also
page-
includes
page
battle
203.
magic, battle magic and heresy
It
apparently.
includes war magic.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck.
But
It is,
war magic is
um,
fucking cool as fuck.
More
It
magic.
is of the
Zero.
School of Adjuration.
Abjuration, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Abjuration.
It's a sphere that detects magic. It's currently detecting
Detective
spell and
nature.
detective.
There's one of them have aggressive
It is alarmed.
nature.
Or better yet, the spear knows where it
I-
is because it knows where it
I
isn't.
stop and go,
That's fair.
wait a minute. You know what? Let's actually stop for a second. I'm kind of worried. I use Mage Hand and I send it out and towards the object as I kind of back up and have it pick up the item,
Okay.
whatever it is. And, you know,
Is anyone looking at the crossbow?
I mean, yeah, I went to go see that. I was going to go investigate the crossbow.
Okay.
For more traps.
Is your head in front of it?
No, I'm not going to walk. Being just fired at me.
Okay, good. Because as the item that Belhan is manipulating picks it up off of the sand and just out of the sand, it comes with a skeletal hand attached to it, and the crossbow fires again. And you, as it fires, you feel a sudden blip on the on your detect magic
where
from that corner where it fired from.
Right, I'm gonna ready my armor,
I
my
duck.
arms.
It wasn't firing at you.
I still duck. What? I'm
Uh,
like, get down!
did anyone have eyes on the bolt?
No, I wasn't looking at the bell.
Okay,
I'd have been looking at the crossbow.
that's fair.
I'm looking around on the ground. I might have been looking at the bolts. I don't know.
I'm rolling around in the sand making sand angels.
Yeah, I'm looking for pressure plates and tripwires and shit.
I'm gonna do a perception check for me.
God fucking damn it.
You don't see the bolt, but you do see the one that lands in the place that the other one landed. However, you can only see one bolt.
Yeah, I'm gonna ready my sword and shield. Fight me!
Fight me!
Crossbow gives no response.
Just flicks a middle finger up at you. How did... Huh? What? But yes, a skeletal hand comes with this item that the mage hand is bringing to you. And as it comes to you, you realize, as it gets closer, you realize that it's a ring.
Oh, right. I still keep it in the mage hand. I don't pick it up with my own hand.
Okay.
Keep casting I keep.
Do any of you have identify?
I was about to take it
Yes,
outside of the
bitch. seeing it's magical, I go, all right. So, actually, what happened with the items?
What do you mean?
Well, the when I detected a kind of spike in the magic, like where did I detect the spike again?
At the crossbow.
Towards the. Did anything fire? Because I didn't actually notice.
Yes. Another bolt.
All right. I go. All right, guys. I got whatever I was looking for. Whatever. I don't want to keep causing that thing to keep firing. Either can you guys destroy the bolt or the crossbow, or we should probably go back outside.
I mean, if it's a magic crossbow, we can take it with us, right?
Well, I mean, it's up to you guys, I guess. Yeah.
Not a bad
You still have
idea.
detect magic up, right?
Mount that on the
Yeah, I
cart.
have it up for the next like 8-9 minutes.
Okay, so as you're actually now looking around,
I've been
Big-
looking.
well, yeah, but you were focused on the ring to bring that to you.
Right,
That's
okay.
why you only sort of out of the corner of your vision saw the sort of spark of magic from the crossbow. Now that you've sort of turned around in that, you can see that the crossbow is still not giving off any magical aura or anything, but the bolt is.
The bolt that was fired, the bolt that's in it.
The bolt that was fired.
How many bolts are there?
Just one.
Oh, it's been fired twice. So it's fired twice, and there's only one bolt. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. This is fucking weird. Just a slight. Okay. One, fucking cool, and I really want this. Two, don't fucking go in front of the fucking crossbow because that thing's gonna fucking shoot your head off. If you haven't already not done so. And
I think the
three,
fact that Ellipsis nearly got a bolt through the eyeball figured that one.
I assume so. And three, this bolt is disappearing, I'm assuming, and going back into the crossbow.
Activate the ring. Let's see if it does it again.
I'm not fucking touching this ring. I
Okay,
don't know
fine.
if
I touched the
fucking-
ring.
No. I immediately have the mage hand bring it up way above his head, anywhere that he can
Roll
grab.
off.
Alright, I put
Roll
both
off.
my hands on top of Von Rin's head and I push him down into the sand.
And he could do so, and it is still 30. Hold on, let me just make sure I know how far my hand can come from
I
me.
bring out the popcorn.
I mean, how is it 30 feet in the air when we're inside a building?
Defected. Well, the
I
roof
just
isn't
realized I
on
was
anymore.
muted. Yeah, how high up is the
No,
ceiling?
the roof
like?
is on.
No roof.
It only
Oh,
goes up to about
Yeah.
10 feet or so.
Okay, I'm just keeping away from him,
You said
basically.
6 feet
And I
tall.
go, I start walking
I'm
outside.
gonna draw my longbow and I'm gonna shoot an arrow at the mage hand.
It's like
It's a
it's
floating
like
pan, you
a
can't attack
normal fucking house's
can.
roof. It's like
No,
9,
there's
10
no-
feet
there's no hit
to the
points
ceiling.
Mage
for
hand is
mage
from the
hand.
floor.
Mage hand is affected by other forces. An arrow will affect it.
It might
It
go
is,
through it.
yeah.
A spectral floating
No,
hand.
No,
appears
it
in
is affected because
range.
if you try to hold
Hand
a
left,
door
right.
shut with the mage hand and the door is forced open, the mage hand dispels.
You can use your action to control your hand. Use your hand to manipulate an object.
Yeah, if it runs
Alternatively,
into a force,
you're
it's
like-
tombstone.
You're like 6 feet tall. You could jump and grab the box.
I'm 5'11".
Well, at
Okay,
this
you're
point, you could jump and grab the hand.
I mean, if it's only a 10-foot tall roof, you could easily do a proper jump and grab the box. You're over half the way there already.
I mean, at full extension, I can pretty much touch my roof when standing up, so you know.
Yeah, like you could jump and grab it at this point.
If he okay, I bring the mage hand to me and grab it. If
Hey,
he's
let's- can I have
starting
some
to
of
be
that
aggressive towards it.
What was that, sorry?
Can I have some of that popcorn?
Yeah, sure. I'll just come over
We
here.
need to test this out fully. Touch the ring. If
And
you're not gonna
I-
touch the ring, I'm gonna touch the ring.
No, with it in my hand, I'm going. All right, fucking stop.
Whoa, wait,
I
it's in
know
your
what magic
hand.
can
You
do.
touched it.
I'm
If
touching
it's in
it
your
now.
hand, you're touching
You're
it.
touching it.
Yes, I'm fucking touching it. Now fucking fuck off, please.
All right, who's watching the bolt?
Ellipsis and I. in between watching you guys.
I,
Yeah.
I go back through the window and go outside.
Who's in front of the bolt?
Nobody's
Not
in the
me.
bolt. Well, we're not in the front. We're off to the side. We're not going to sit in front of the bolt.
Fair enough.
Actually, yeah, you're gonna cross through the bolt's path if you go back outside. Unrin. Oh
I'm-
boy.
I'm ducking. I'm going down. Just
Nothing happens. It's still embedded in the sand.
and I go outside. I try and make a padded out area that's pretty solid. You know, if I can't find, can I find something in which I can kind of sit down in a solid area and actually?
You can sit on one of the roofs of the houses.
I'm gonna do that.
They're like flat platforms.
I'm going to.
So-
Is there a way I can dismantle the crossbow from its stand, whatever it's sitting on?
Yeah. That would be a survival check.
I'm gonna walk outside and just sit
Nah,
near.
put my-
watch
I
'em.
put my fantasy pop
Oh, yeah,
away
you manage it.
outside.
I sit
so I
down
just-
and go.
Take the crossbow from its
I-
stand. I'm gonna take the bolt and I'm gonna put the bolts in my pocket.
Okay.
I sit down and go. As I see Rick, it's like some fucking people don't know the fucking dangers of fucking magic. Fucking.
What kind of crossbow is this, anyways?
Just a light crossbow.
Okay.
As I place the ring is down in front of me, I'm going to start casting, and I'm going to, if need so, during magic, I'm gonna have to pick it up and shit, because that's how identify works. But I'm gonna cast identify over the next 11 minutes.
Okay.
And cast, yeah, identify. I'll put it in the chat for you.
Okay. You guys want to do anything while he's doing this? Like argue some more?
I'm just sitting in a nice distance away watching like I've been doing.
I by the way, am as I'm like
Fiddle with
casting
my
the spell,
brand new shiny crossbow.
any stall moment that I don't have to say any specific art incantation, I am mumbling to Rurik if he is nearby, just like fucking uneducated, fucking dim-witted people, fucking doesn't know nothing about magic and the dangerous fucking assholes.
Everybody hope
Basically,
it blows up
the
in
thing I
face.
keep repeating throughout casting. Whenever I don't need to, my attention to be towards the spell.
I'm just sitting nearby,
That's fair.
still occasionally looking around.
Okay. So as this 11 minutes passes for your spell, you I'm not entirely sure how.
So you choose one object and it's touched throughout the cast spell if the magic item or some other magic imbued object learn the properties and how to use them. Whatever requires 2 men to use and how much charge it has, if any. And learn whether any spells are affecting the item and
Hey,
whether
Bilhan,
what they are. What?
do you have a pearl on you?
Worth 100 gold pieces.
I would assume so.
Mhm.
Because
I
that's
mean-
not part of a usual spell component pouch or any of that. If it's got a specific cost.
He makes a fair point. Do you have 100 gold pieces?
Like I have a
It's why do
No,
you offer up
I-
the gold pieces?
This is one of the first spells I had. I would assume that would have gotten the item for it.
You don't
You
get
would've
the item even if you know the
Gold
spell.
character creation. If
Or
you had that much gold.
I did have 115 gold.
But you spent it on other things, didn't you?
Well, I didn't know that this didn't. Ouch. Which one was it?
Typically, if a spell component has a specific cost, it's something that you need to go out and get.
Mm-hmm.
Was it? You know what? Actually, give me a second. I have what I actually spent money on. Fucking.
The owl feather is part of a component
Yeah.
pouch, but
That crossbow. So. So, right, give me a second. I'm just wondering if that's part of what's me get.
So I saw a really funny meme of basically somebody shouting Commander and both Rex and Ahsoka turn and laugh, and then Rex goes, "Wait, who do I report to?"
That's fair. That is entirely fair.
Yeah, I don't have a pearl.
Okay, so you won't be able to cast.
Fine, ignore everything I just happened. I don't. I have a spell, and I just put the ring in my pocket and don't do anything with it.
Okay.
God, it's gonna go Gollum.
Because I'm not going to be stupid and cast a thing.
My precious.
Where the hell is ammo?
What?
I'm looking. Oh, I have it later.
Class
put
resource
that
or other resource. That's what I usually use.
Yeah, it is a resource. I know that. I'm just trying to figure out what the weight is it was. I do have one magical crossbow bolt.
Maybe magical. You don't know. Well, no, you know it's magical, but you don't know what it does.
I have returning that's cast to it.
You don't fucking know that. And you're a fighter. You don't know nothing about this here magic shit.
I was gonna say something else for a second there, and I was about to get very disappointed.
But yes, as you all exit the house, like, top. Oh yeah, by the way, Vonrin, did you take the hand out of the ring, or?
Yes.
Okay, are you gonna tell anyone about that? Or...
I mean, I'm assuming we
That
saw
I found
that.
the hand on it.
You all saw the hand, then? Yeah.
Yeah, he floated a hand across the room.
No, I as soon as I saw the hand, I would have just taken the ring off the hand.
And
Okay.
you what, like toss it aside or something?
Yeah.
Disrespectful, but sure.
Right. Well, now we need to burn this place down so there ain't no restless spirits.
I swear to God, if you fucking touch any fire, I will light you on fire myself.
Well, we need to burn down the zombie board as well.
We're gonna need a lot of fire to cleanse this here island.
Yeah, we need a lot of fire. We might as well burn down the entire island at this point. I think,
Swear to fucking God.
actually, looking around, I think someone may have started that already.
So yeah, as you all leave, you realize it's probably approaching midday now by the time you've arrived, and it's very hot, uncomfortably hot.
Oh, time to leave.
Yeah, you're probably not gonna want to stay here much longer.
So we head back to the carriage then?
Yeah.
Okay. So you all start making
Quit
your
moping
way.
around, short stack. We're leaving.
Get on the damn cart, we're leaving.
I'm around that.
So the cart's not there. The cart's over here.
The cart's not here,
We
Bella.
set the cart back.
Right
a
now,
few
when we get to the cart, I'll be getting on the cart. is what I'm
So
saying.
you all start walking back towards the edge of the desert, back onto the road, and that. It's a little tricky for you to remember where you were and where you needed to go, but you eventually quite quickly come back to the road and you realize exactly where you need to go then, and you start making your way to the exit of the desert. And as you get closer and closer towards those lovely grassy hills, it starts to cool down quite considerably, and
Well, that's nice.
you don't feel overheated any longer. And you continue walking. It's about another half an hour or so until you reach the top of the hill, and then you can see down to the bridge where the cart is waiting for you guys on the other side of it.
Is Juliet still there? Hasn't been murdered or anything?
Yeah, she's still there.
Okay.
When we get
Josiah
back
is
to-
dead, but she's still
Okay.
there.
Mr. Wheelock, no! He was my only.
Oh well. You'll win some, you lose some.
When we get back to the cart, I'm gonna go. Right, we need to get back to town.
We still got time to keep searching. We could start heading north.
And what time is it now?
It's about midday. But oh, by the time you arrive, actually, no, it'd be
Oh, yeah,
about
back at the car.
2:33 p.m. So you've
Okay.
still got a good 4 or 5 hours of
We had,
sunlight.
like, what, 5 days worth of...
You had
bread
like
and
you had
something?
7.
Then we gave 2 away.
Then you gave 2 to Trunk. So you had 5 days, and now you're down to about 4 days. And that's not including any rations and such that you guys have.
Yeah, so we got one more.
Yeah,
day
and
to
we have
search.
our own personals, yeah.
Right, well, I mean, that's also not including the fact that we have to take the same amount of days to get back to
Yeah, that's what I
town.
said. We have one more day to search because we're only 2 days away
Right.
from it.
Well, if we go for one more day, we'll be 3 days away. Meaning, yeah.
Who knows? We might get lucky and find a shortcut back.
At this point, I don't believe so.
Well, how about we head north at the intersection that we found?
You're back on the
Let's
cart
go
now.
up there.
Just a bit.
How's that?
So just a bit further to the east, and then we head north.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it?
Sounds like a good plan to me.
If I would have known, fuck. I think I should have had that.
You're right there, Belhan.
No, I was thinking, like, I thought what I should have done was when we were in Yarn, I should have, I totally had forgotten that I needed certain components for that. I would have negotiated to see if it was possible to get those components.
I mean, Barum could probably identify them for you.
Do we still have those potions?
Baron.
Yeah, the shopkeeper.
Hmm.
And
do we still have those-
Musket still does, I believe.
I
What do I
think we
still
should
have?
dump those potions out before we head back to Yaren.
I don't have any potions. I only have one of the potions that. No, I have both of his potions
I have one potion.
that he gave me, which were the experimental ones.
Did you get them from Yaren?
Barum.
I have one purple potion.
Yeah, I have one purple,
That's
one
right.
brown.
Because you're stupid.
Sure. Pat. It's okay. You can
I'm
take
honestly
that.
waiting for an injured person to try them on. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so you start. I can arrange that. You start making your knowing.
You don't understand. I'm
Knowing
legit,
Logan's
legit.
luck, it's gonna be Logan.
Oh no, Logan knows what it is. I need somebody who's
well-
unknowing.
That's fair.
I need somebody who's unknowing, so I can go here, take this potion, it'll help, and they're gonna be in such a tiny thing.
Here, take this.
I'll have to.
Heal up, Dr. Freeman.
I'll give them the purple one. The purple one looks nice.
So
It's probably because it's royal.
you'll make your way back to the junction after cooling down. It's a nice breeze after the thunderstorm. Your clothes dried out really nicely in the desert, and then they got really wet again through sweat. And now they're starting to dry out, but you should probably look for a lake or something to take a dip into, because you all smell a bit ripe.
Well, if the cart didn't keep moving away, we could have done it in the lake near the desert.
I mean, you could. It's a fucking river right there.
Yeah, but that's a saltwater river.
Probably salt water, which is very bad for the skin.
Fair enough. So you
Very bad for clothes.
you make it back to the junction, and you start to head north.
Yeah, I think we should do it, yeah.
Okay, so after about an hour and a half, 2 hours of travel or so, you come to another junction.
God damn it. Well, that one clearly leads into the mountains, at least.
Well, let's continue up to the north then.
Which
'cause
one?
we certainly don't know where
Northeast
that
or northwest?
The one that goes directly north off the junction.
This one?
No, the other one.
No, the
No.
one that goes
He
directly
wants to go
north.
to the
Oh,
mountains.
this one.
What
He
is
wants to
north?
go to a place that's cooler while still in wet clothes.
We might find an abandoned cave, and I'm for an abandoned cave because abandoned cave means possible enemies.
Well, here's the thing, though. We continue
Abandoned
going this
cave.
way, we're more than likely to run into the road just past the bridge that we discovered up in the north section of the island.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting.
We go to the northeast, and we're going to find something that, as far as we know, has no road leading off to the section that the people of Yarn have discovered.
I mean, the people of Yaren have discovered fuck all is what we discovered.
Well, yes, there's that.
No, I say north off the road as well.
So into the mountain pass.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okie dokie. That's really where you want to go.
Be dragons. Here be Mergans.
Americans.
No, this is
Hey,
too far inland for Mergans.
Just normal
Yeah,
trying. Okay.
It could be a giant like lake at the top of the mountains here, just full of them.
Americans everywhere.
So, as you continue traveling, you come to a sort of a pass that's maybe 25-foot wide, maybe.
That's a small pass.
It's a pass in the mountains. It's not super wide. You can get a couple of carts through there without issue, but it's not. It would be very bad for marching men or anything through.
Walks through a skeleton army on the other side.
Sauron's tower sticks through the sky.
You're very intently at the top of each pass.
Okay.
Make sure there's
Keeping a
no one
lookout
up
for
there.
anyone up there. Yeah.
Okay. So you continue through the pass. You don't see anyone up there. But as you get further into the pass, you all start to feel a bit strange.
Oh, I remember this feeling.
Like strange
Ah,
how.
strange.
Being
Well, let me
watched.
touch your skin.
You all do feel like you're being watched.
Oh, I see.
Active perception checks.
I thought that's what I was doing, but he didn't tell me to roll anything.
I mean, yeah, are we gonna do that, Viking? Or...
Yeah, you can if you want.
Okay. Interesting. Logan.
Damn, man.
Vonrin's still sulking.
Probably.
For what?
That's a
Okay.
lot of dice being rolled
That's one dice being rolled.
multiple times.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
What else do we see around the pass, by the way?
So, you see around the pass, some trees starting to pop up, which is a bit strange, but there is some grassland here after you've managed to make it through the tight pass. There is some grassland, so trees not entirely unknown. But there's little luminescent parts of the trees that are glowing very faintly in the trees and deeper in. And none of you see anyone walking around or anything, but Josiah falls asleep quite violently. He falls over and headbutts the wooden cart as he
Violently close to
yeah,
side.
he's in the car, sort of sitting there, and he just sort of to the side,
Wait.
and you're
Well,
all
he's
starting to feel a little sleepy.
Right.
I just poke myself with a dagger.
I cast mage armor on myself.
Mage armor
Okay.
will help you from falling asleep.
Also, I'd like to point out, as an elf, I cannot be put to sleep. by magic.
Yes, but you're a half elf.
Yeah, I'd still have Fey ancestry. I cannot be put to sleep by magic.
Yeah, no, that's true.
It's a
Magic
thing.
can't
half-elves
put you
still
asleep.
get.
Does that include supernatural effects or only magical effects?
No,
No,
it's
magic
just magical
cannot
effects.
put you to sleep. It is. I'm staring at it. You can look at my sheet.
No, I'm not,
you are-
yeah, no, I get that. I'm asking, does that include supernatural effects or is it just magical effects?
It doesn't really
If
say.
it's a supernatural effect, it might be a
Doesn't
different.
really say. But if it's magic,
like-
it cannot put me to sleep.
Okay, well, it's not magic.
Ah, excellent. Now I've broken the world one step first.
I mean, it could be like poppies or something. We could be in the wild witches. The
Welcome
evil
to the rice
witch of-
fields, fuckers!
I'm just gonna splash cold water on my face. I'm gonna turn around.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna prick myself with a dagger to get the blood pumping and adrenaline going.
Yeah,
and turn around.
I'm just,
Okay,
like,
that's
slapping myself a
take
bit.
one hit point of damage for that.
I mean, I'm literally pricking myself.
A prick hurts.
Not to one health
Yeah.
point.
No, one health point. It's not like he's bleeding out. He's literally just poking himself.
No,
in the
bleeding out
bleed.
would be at least 5 health points.
If I cut myself with a paper cut, I'm like, oh shit, my life is limited.
I mean, pricks are also typically very annoying.
Uh-huh. He's got that down.
You're gonna paper
I
cut
don't-
underneath your fingernail. God, that sucks.
Oh, that does suck.
Mhm.
Yeah. I also. We got basically a short rest between the two places, right?
Pretty
Like,
much
we
every
got an
time you
hour.
travel anywhere, you get a short rest.
Cool.
Apart from those who are walking.
Then I'm also going to I'm gonna say we turn around. Like I basically like try to get the cart to turn around as it's happening. And I slapped what's his name to awake.
Josiah?
Boy, that's a
Josiah.
fault.
So
I
you-
not slap him. I
Just
shake
'cause
him awake.
Just because he's smaller than you doesn't mean you can be mean to him.
Anyways, what did Logan see with that perception, anyways, and potentially me?
I described what you saw. You saw luminescent glows in the forest. You didn't really see anyone or anything moving around or doing anything like that. But you just sort of see the forest and up the mountains. They're quite steep cliffs on some of the sides.
Mm.
Okay. And that's what
Ambush
Logan saw
territory.
too?
Yeah.
Or are you typing that out?
You both saw pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
That's where rolling nat 1s or nat 20s on things like perception tests really don't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
fair.
bit of a... I
But-
make the joke of you see the Matrix.
You realize you're just part of a game being controlled by some fat guy at a computer.
Speak for yourself. But
said I wasn't?
Anyways, yes, let's go back.
as Belhan suggests, well, Vonrin suggests, we turn around. He starts to also fall asleep, quickly followed by Rurik.
Mm.
Great.
Oh,
Birds are
they're
down.
they're both dead weight. Run.
No, toss them into the
Yeah,
cart.
they're probably tossing the car. I'll start helping, but I'm kind
You're
of...
assuming we weren't in the cart already.
Oh, that's true. I'm kind of
I've been in the
just
cart.
trying...
I figured
it's
you'd
better
get
than
out.
Godwin, Rurik, Josiah.
I figured you'd dismount when
Juliet
we're at a
is,
passage
also
prime
asleep.
Ambush location.
Oh, Juliet's asleep too.
And
Damn
Logan,
it.
you are finding it very difficult to stay awake.
I'll start biting my tongue to stay awake, and then
I mean, you could just stab yourself, not bite your tongue, which is much more life-threatening.
biting my tongue hard enough to bite through it.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. We're pulling the ass's strings, and we're just gonna hurry out.
Just gonna
I've just set
stop
my
for a
s-
second. I'm gonna just stop for a second before we leave and just turn and look back at the forest for a bit.
Okay, you stare at the forest.
Mm,
I'd like to also point out that the donkey has also fallen asleep.
Oh,
Oh, lovely.
well,
I'm
I
gonna
can't carry a
slap
donkey.
the ass
not
in
gonna
the
lie.
ass.
Slap it.
As you slap it, it instinctively kicks out, but short misses you, and then you become very acquainted with the inside of your eyelids as you collapse onto the floor, unconscious.
Are you okay? Oh dear.
Now,
Well-
everyone apart from Ellipsis is asleep.
Well, I'm gonna start walking into the woods.
Why?
Shut up, dead person.
He's gonna
He's
seduce.
not dead! They're asleep!
He's
Well,
gonna
I don't know.
seduce the
Pull out
party.
a knife. I can change that.
So, as you start walking into the woods, you see that there is something about this forest that is literally calling to you. And you feel a little sleepy, but it doesn't really affect you. It could be that it's just exhaustion from walking in the desert and
This is
everything.
also true.
You're not really
The trees,
sure.
I'm guessing there's trees like all around me now.
Yeah, there is a road, and you are on.
Actually, no,
The
fuck
road
going near
still.
the trees from those little sprites from earlier. Actually,
The trees, as you step in to the forest for the first time, a sort of luminescence flies out from your footstep and up the trees.
Do you understand me? Well, no, that's not an answer. Well, okay. Do I see anything react to my voice?
When you say, "Do you understand me?" you hear in Elvish,
Oh, okay, makes sense.
"Of course I understand you."
And you are.
I am what?
Well, what are you?
I am the keeper of this town.
This is a town.
No, this is a forest.
Why did you say town?
Because the town is beyond the forest.
Alright, can I go to this town?
And you feel a hand on your shoulder.
Oh, this is familiar.
And as you turn around, there is a slender elven woman
Mother?
standing there.
Oh, hello there.
Hello, son. No,
I rolled
Hello,
this-
sailor. You going my way?
a tall, slender elven woman. She stands maybe 3 inches taller than you, and you're quite tall. And she has her hand on your shoulder, and she has quite gaunt features, but she's still quite young for an elf. You reckon she's probably somewhere around 300 years old or so? You're not entirely certain
Okay.
without her telling you?
Well, I never ask a woman her age.
Exactly, or her weight, you know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she looks
But
pretty
apparently
standard,
breast
doesn't
size is fair game, right?
it? Yeah, apparently. Speaking of, my lady, what is your... No.
Oh, I'm a 32B.
Let's see.
No, B.
Oh, okay. It was like 3 just now. Oh, okay, there we go.
And you realize quite quickly that she's the one who's been talking to you for the past, 3 minutes as you've conversed with a forest.
How long have you been following me? I thought I was talking to the forest.
I've been behind you for about 4 minutes now.
Well, at least take me on a date first. Alright,
I
but did you do that to my companion acquaintance? Those
even the
people.
words come out in spite.
The people back there, and also are they unharmed?
They are sleeping,
Oh, okay.
and no, I didn't do that to them.
Gone to the farm.
That was the forest.
I see. So, why? Well, I'm assuming you don't want people coming into this town past this forest. I assume.
It is not so much we don't want people coming here. It is the forest doesn't want people coming here.
I see, and I mean, you're gonna have to bear with me. Got a lot of questions here.
Of course.
How long have you been here?
I
Or
came
does
here
time immemorial
as...
sound about right?
I came here as a child.
Oh, so you weren't born here?
No, but my parents were.
Wait, what?
Yeah, just ignore the creepy tree lady before she kills you, okay?
You also then realize that there are now like 6 elves with bows
Pure-blooded
holstered,
elves.
pure-blooded elves, around
Ah.
the cart
Sure.
and all of your
God, no,
friends.
now I feel inadequate.
Really? Yeah, I'll make some.
Blood.
Fucking
Well.
half-blood filth.
Well, to be fair,
Knife-eared mongrel mutt.
even so, you've treated me better than the rest of the place so far, so hey.
Yeah, that's true.
So, okay, well, massive amount of questions aside, immediate questions taking precedent, what do you intend to do with my friend?
Friends?
Yes, that word.
Well, in order to be able to come and go here and ever wake up, they will either
Oh.
need to leave or undergo
Okay,
the
that's
trials of Ancestria.
Oh, that sounds fun. What does that include?
They will drink from the shrine of the Ancestria.
Well, that's quite an easy challenge.
It could kill them.
That's not so easy. But to be fair, the elves standing around them could also kill them, I assume.
Oh, well, quite handedly, yes, especially while they sleep.
So 2 to 3 odds of dying, I see.
However, that is not the case. Please, come with me.
Okay.
And she starts walking into the forest.
Guys, I think I'm being stolen.
Oh, don't worry, they're all being stolen as well.
Okay, at least I'm conscious.
The elves
That
are
might be worse.
starting
Yeah.
to
That might be worse.
figure ways of moving your companions.
Now, how the hell is a donkey gonna go through the trials?
You'll be surprised.
This is gonna be a blessed donkey.
I don't know if it's going to be blessed, but
Bless that ass.
bless that ass. Oh,
where we'll-
praise
that's
the
a-
Lord,
forever.
bless that ass.
I'm just gonna ask, Miss, what is your name? Oh,
Ah.
sorry, I haven't introduced myself first. That's rude of me. My name is Ellipsis. Like the grammar.
I know not what of this grammar you speak of.
Oh, I'm sorry, fantasy grammar.
You're still speaking in Elvish.
Yes, of course. Fantasy Elvish grammar.
My name is Feyre.
Feyre. That's a
I am the
pretty name.
keeper of this town.
Ooh. You are the chief, so to speak.
The humans would call me Mayor.
Yeah. Humans say a lot of things. I say half of what they say, but you know.
I mean, you are half human.
I know. Regretfully.
And as you continue walking with her through this forest, you come to a place that is unlike anything you've ever seen.
Makes sense.
It's luminescent and glowing of its own accord, but there are houses all built up not like human houses, and not even like elven houses. They have elven architecture imbued into it, but it's sort of, think Wookiees. It's like that.
Oh my
No,
God.
it's like that sort of architecture, but with elven architecture mixed in.
Yeah, like tree houses.
Yeah, and it goes all the way
Fancy
from
tree houses.
the ground up to a sort of large tree that sits at the back of this huge clearing with this town in.
Hmm.
And you also notice a lot of sort of blue luminescent lights gently rising from a pool in the middle of all
I
of this.
take it that is the area they drink from.
That is the shrine, yes.
Hmm.
We know it as the Pool of Ancestria.
Pool of Ancestry. Well, I'm sure I'll have plenty of time to ask about it later, but just a small query. They're currently unconscious.
Yes.
Are you going to wake them up to drink, or will we be force feeding?
Unfortunately, none of them have the ability to stay conscious here without
Oh, I see.
undergoing the trials, so
Oh, yes, you did mention that is true.
we may have to pour it down their throats.
Oh, I'm sure that will go completely fine.
And you see on a sort of cart,
Patrick Power.
that's indeed. You see on a sort of cart as you are there. Behind you, on a sort of floating cart, you see everyone pretty much in the exact positions they fell asleep. Even the donkey, with the cart attached, is on this sort of big floating mat as it sort of glides along behind you and the keeper.
Hmm. 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 I must admit you're a bit baffling, but hey. Anything boring is boring, so. On with the trials.
Indeed.
Just a quick question for how many other outsiders have came and survived these trials?
How many have survived?
Yes, if they have taken them, obviously.
Well, none have come.
Oh, well, that technically makes the percentage still at 0. So hey, you know.
So, as far as we are aware, there is a either 100% chance of survival or 0% chance of survival.
Well, I like those odds.
It's
This is
50-50,
not-
really.
Yeah, well, you know, that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make of them.
You also have to undergo the trial.
Oh, I see. Well, this is not a sacrifice I'm willing to make. You'll be a lovely lady, Farah, but I'll be leaving you.
As you say this and start to turn around, there are suddenly 3 arrows at your throat.
I'm not an expert on archery, must admit that. Not gonna say I am, but I believe you shoot them.
They won't kill you if you stay. But if you leave without undergoing the trial, they will be forced to kill you.
So was the other option earlier a trick question? Or if we leave, we just die? Are you
Slightly.
testing me? You cheeky dick waffle. I like you. Roll to seduce.
Made
arrow.
him moist.
Roll to
Roll
seduce.
seduce the people pointing the pointy things at me.
So, yeah, you realize quite quickly that you have to go through with this, otherwise you're never leaving this place.
Yeah, if I stick, am I like in purgatory? Do I have to stand here eternity if I don't drink it but don't leave?
Yeah, pretty much.
Excellent. Well, I've got a few years to go, so.
If you choose to drink it, you will be allowed to leave. But if you choose not to, then you will be basically put in prison until you agree to. or die.
Mm,
Your choice.
I feel like you're forcibly drugging us now. Well, I haven't got much other options. Is there a chalice or something, or do I just cup my hands and drink from it?
You do not drink straight from the well.
I
Come.
see.
And she leads you up, followed by the 3 archers with arrows, still knocked. And the interestingly appearing to be frozen scene of your compatriots falling unconscious, floating on a sort of a large wooden stretcher, basically, behind you, as you go up a ramp that leads. It seems like it leads all the way round the entire town. And as you go around the town, you see houses and quite a few other elves, actually.
Any other races, or just elves?
Nope, just elves.
Ah, makes sense.
And you see elven children running around having fun, playing, that sort of thing.
Question, Farah.
Yes.
Why must I go through the trials if what seems to be here elves are not immune, I guess, but are fine with the forest's influence?
Everyone must undergo the trials. It
So
has been
everybody in
this
the
way
town has
since
as
the
well.
dawn of the town.
I see. But just no outsiders have drank from the shrine.
We haven't had outsiders in over 300 years.
That's also sure you'd be very young when the first ones came then.
My parents were born here, must have been a century ago.
I'm sure they were lovely people.
They're still alive, you dick! No.
I'm sure they were lovely people.
Let me just double check elf lifespan. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's
That's
only like
about-
750 years.
Oh yeah, it's slightly under 1,000, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they are still alive.
Don't make me repeat myself.
They could have been killed in an unfortunate cave accident.
There
Yeah.
are no caves! Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
No, wait, hang on. They're in the middle of a ring of mountains, but they don't have any caves?
No.
How did they make their arrows?
He's got you there. You've got a quarry for this shit. Unless they're like fully wood arrows, in which
They are
case I would
fully
not be
wooden
scared.
arrows.
Okay, I'm no
the
longer
arrow
scared
tip
of
is
the archers
wood.
behind me.
Yeah,
So wait,
those
they
are
just have
shit arrows.
those are
Then.
pointed sticks?
They're literally pointed sticks.
Look, don't question how elves
Wait,
do things.
What about the
Viking, Alright, Viking, you can fix this easily by just having them stone-tipped arrows, and they use like flint or something. as the
There you go.
arrow.
That's exactly what it is. Stop fucking
Yeah.
questioning my design choices.
All right, now what about the fletching?
I'm gonna smack you.
He's unconscious.
So,
probably.
as the cart is going up,
I'm speaking up for an unconscious man right now.
yeah, Rurik does actually
humble
seem to
myself.
shake loose and roll back down the hill, suffering
Oh,
4 points
no.
of damage as he
Oh
bounces
no.
before he's grabbed and put back on the cart.
Oh.
That's why you don't talk shit to the fucking DM.
Make a dexterity saving from nat 20.
The ground bounces.
The entire island's one gelatinous cube.
It could be. You don't fucking know.
This is also
I
good anyway.
stab the ground in my sleep.
The ground does acid damage to you. So yeah, you go up this, following her up the sort of. You remember the inside of the Tree of Avatar?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like that. It's a huge sort of spiraling wooden
Yeah.
walkway that goes up. And you reach the top of it that leads into the gigantic tree that you saw.
Hmm.
And as you go in, it's well lit inside, and there is one elderly woman, elven woman, of course, standing there.
Some women in this town. I like it.
The three people pointing arrows at you were men.
I like it.
Fair enough. Whatever. Whatever floats your goat. As you walk in, the cart and everyone else comes to a stop behind you and touches down gently off to the side. Go ahead, Belhan.
So women can't draw arrows behind people? Wow.
No, but they can. But the three behind him were men. The other three with them, who was protecting the cart and moving the cart, were women. All had arrows and bows. Stop trying to make some kind of weird I'm anti-feminism or some shit. Fuck off. Try that one. All dwarven women have beards. There, you happy?
It's true.
I'm happy because it's true.
No, dwarven women do. It's a sign of, status among both men and women. It's dwarven.
I shove water down his throat. Let's see if he survives.
He starts to choke and drown. No,
Oh, this backfired as I pull the knife out of him. Oh no. Oh no.
The cart and everything is set down just off to the side, and the keeper walks over to the elderly woman and kneels down.
I kneel as well. Just where I am.
Okay.
And I do a roly-poly. Ta-da!
I'm the Tumblebard! I inspired through
Oh, I'm the
tumbling.
Lorax. God, I'm gonna make these people think I'm the Lorax.
That's not likely to work.
I don't know. They don't look like they've been around much places.
And she starts talking to the elderly elf woman. You can't hear what they're saying, but that voice that was talking to you earlier from when you were first at the forest, you hear it again, and
God damn
it's definitely not her voice. And you
oh
hear
god, it all makes sense now.
you hear in Elven, I will guide your friends.
Not sure if I'm going crazy. Hang on. In my head, I'm just gonna think, do I have to? I mean, how can I guide them whilst they're asleep?
I will guide them.
Stop being so cryptic, you fuck!
Why are all you fuckers always so fucking cryptic?
You clearly want me to do something, just tell me!
As you're sort of having this argument with yourself in your own head, you completely miss the fact that the keeper and the elderly elf lady has walked over to you.
Oh,
And,
hi there, sorry.
She has
Demons.
a sort of very ornamental sort of chalice that is kind of glowing a little bit.
Oh.
And
goddamn.
the liquid inside is also giving off the same sort of lights and that the pool outside was.
Hmm.
And she offers the chalice to you.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained. This isn't radioactive, is it?
Drink.
You even know what radioactive is?
Probably not.
I speak to the voice in my head. Do you want me to drink the cup?
Drink the fucking liquid!
Alright, makes sense. I down the liquid.
You make a compelling argument. I shall drink the liquid.
Just
Oh, not 20 on
when a god screams at you to drink the damn liquid, you kind of
fucking know it was a god. Just a voice at the back of my head, and I walked into a mystical forest of mystical elf ladies.
and you're complaining why?
Dwarf Jesus, is that you?
So as you slowly drink the liquid,
No, I'm chugging that bitch.
oh, okay.
No, I'm joking. I'll drink it respectfully. It's in a nice chalice.
As you drink it, it's strange because this is not a sensation you have ever felt before.
I mean, a lot of those recently.
You drink down the liquid and you feel it feels like your consciousness is slipping away, but at the same time, you know that you're fully conscious. And it's very strange because you know that you are still in the town, in the like shrine area, but you're also not.
Do I feel myself slipping into unconsciousness, or?
You still feel like you're awake, but at the same
Okay.
time, you feel like you're asleep.
This is like out of body experience, or
Kind
Just-
of.
like I still where I am, but like it's like where you're looking in a dream, where
Yeah.
everything feels like you can see it all and you recall it, but
And
yeah.
just before your consciousness sort of slips away from the present to where you were, you hear the words, "Welcome to Kin Allen."
King Alan?
Kin Allen.
Why?
And
That's a very nice name.
that
It's a shame
is
it's
where
gonna
we
play
will
half
be
the token.
ending. Yes, that will be where we will be ending today's session, and I will be taking each of you on your very own trials of Ancestria, even.
There's a fucking date rape drug. They are date raping him.
Are you doing this in between games?
Yes.
Nope.
For the next 6 weeks, we're all gonna have one session lasting 3 hours.
No, it will last about an hour or so.
Yeah.
But yes, that's where we're going to end off tonight's session. Unfortunately, Runic was unable to join us.
They did finish a little bit early, to be fair.
Yeah.
Jeez. TK sent a message. I mean, I've got to go
Yeah.
12 anyway, so I didn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to go to his at all. But he was like at 1:30. He said T-minus an hour. So
Yeah.
his was still a little ways off.
Sorry,
But if that's
about
what you
50
got for,
minutes.
that's fine.
Yeah, I wanted to
Have
sort
you
of
checked
do this.
the Twitch chat?
Yes.
Oh no, I'm saying Muskie, if you check the Twitch chat,
Oh, I have not.
He's- he's warning you about